Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody's doing all right tonight. Oh man, it's been a long day. I see some of my people from the daytime are here. Thanks for being here this evening. Uh, Matt Bond has been helping me out. I've been covering the Nicholas Cruz sentencing trial during the day. Um, I know that's not something that interests a lot of you. And I get that. Either it's just something that doesn't interest you, or it's something that's just a little too intense. And I don't blame you. And but The more it goes on, the more interesting that I find it. And I'm just gonna keep going with it until we get an actual verdict. So we're I think it's something that's just I think it's something that is just extremely tragic. And I'm just glad that they got one of these school shooters alive. And he's facing um justice and justice through due process, because I'm a big believer in that. Uh but I'm also a big believer in justice, however that shit is handed to you if you deserve it. But as long as it's justice, I'll take it. But the fact of the matter is the more this goes on, the more I feel like this person, and I use that term loosely, he's really a monster. I don't see him having any remorse whatsoever. The more and more I observe, the less I think that he has any remorse whatsoever. So if even just other regular crime cases are something that interests you, I would encourage you to follow that case. I would more encourage you to join me as I cover the trial. Um, I would be happy to have you there and chat with me. Um, it's a it's a lot. It's a lot. We're talking about somebody who planned and executed a very, very cold-blooded mass murder. 17 people dead, 17 people injured, most of them high school kids, young high school kids, and very innocent. And It's a tough subject, and a lot of people really don't want to face this current problem that's happening in our country, but it is happening nonetheless. It happens just as it's just as real as any other domestic murder, any other child murder, any of these other crimes that we follow in the crime community. So but moving forward, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. We're gonna make this I haven't talked about old Dolly in a minute. But he's he's talking about a case. Now, the thing is, we all to a certain degree do this stuff for content. We do. And just because you spend money to travel does not necessarily mean that you are doing it because you care. You're doing it because you feel it makes for better content. And we're gonna go into Dolly doing this, and as to, you'll see what I mean. But in all fairness, he is, and I guess you could say it, he's covering it. In all fairness, he's going over the Codi Bigsby missing child case. And what I'm going to do before I get into Dolly's stuff, out of respect for Codi Bigsby, and we're going to go over a few of the facts regarding that case. So I'm going to play a couple of news clips. And I'm going to start with the timeline. And this is 5 months old, this video that I'm going to be playing, just so you know. But just to get an idea, because I think it's only fair that we educate ourselves a little bit on this case before we start getting into Dolly's version of things here. So
since 4-year-old Codi Bigsby's dad reported him missing, Philip Townsend has a closer look at the timeline of events since the little boy's disappearance.
More than a week after Codi Bigsby disappeared, and we still don't know where he is. Let's take a look at the timeline of events. Codi's father first reporting him missing last Monday. That was January 31st. Just days after his disappearance, police identified Codi's father, Corey Bigsby, as a person of interest in the case.
Now, before I continue this, again, like, yeah, we're gonna poke a little fun at Dolly. We are, and rightfully so. But I won't do that without giving some props where props are deserved, because this is a case that nobody seems to be talking about anymore. So I will give him credit for keeping a light shined on it, at least keeping the name out there. I will give him that much credit. I don't think that he's doing any damage to the case. This is a little different than the Summer Wells thing. So I don't know. As far as I don't think that he's damaging any evidence. As far as spreading misinformation, I'm not aware, because I have not been following this case. So I'm not going to unfairly accuse Dolly of spreading misinformation, because I can't say that he has been regarding this case yet. So I'm not going to be unfair. All right. Just a heads up on that.
Case. On February 3rd, police arrested the dad on 7 child endangerment charges, but they aren't related to Codi's disappearance. Then the next day, 5 days after Codi's father reported him missing, Hampton police announced they were shifting gears from a mass search effort to an evidence and intelligence-based operation. On Tuesday, a judge denied bail for Corey Bigsby.
Ooh, I don't know
and
about
all
like that.
week long, people have continued forming search groups looking for that 4-year-old, not giving up hope. And investigators say they will too continue searching for Codi, but they've had few other details to share.
Hampton police still want to hear from anyone who lives near Codi or may know the little boy, his father, or any of his siblings. Use the camera on your smartphone to scan that QR code that you see on the left side of your screen.
Well, that wasn't
for more
very
information about
informative.
Codi and details on submitting tips to investigators.
Let's look for something else, because that was not too informative. Again, that was 5 months ago. So, and apparently the latest news, as of 11 days ago, Codi Bigsby's family has announced a $25,000 reward in efforts to find the missing boy. So, yeah, this is right along now. I'll get into that in a minute, actually. And let's hear from an activist here. This is 2 months old. All right. Sorry, I had to wait for the ad. It wasn't one you could skip.
Last night's big story at 6. Counseling is available for classmates of a 12-year-old girl shot and killed over the weekend. Police announced the arrest of a 16-year-old for the shooting on Roger P. Drive during our 6:30 newscast last night. The teen is charged with homicide and providing false information to police. We have more information from court and on this chain of events in the case right now on wavy.com. Also in Hampton, a community not giving up on a missing 4-year-old boy.
We are coming up on 3 months since Codi Bigsby was reported missing by his father. Since January 31st, the community has pitched in to look for clues. Even with the trail growing colder with each day, concerned citizens are keeping Codi's name alive. 10 on your sides, Regina Mobley has that story for us. Regina?
Well, Lena and Tom, one authority, the Commonwealth's attorney in Hampton, on day 64, revealed Codi Bigsby is missing and presumed dead. As the trail grows colder, some remain convinced there's a chance Codi is still alive.
Please do not give up in searching for Codi Bigsby at all.
It's day 87 and still no word on what happened to 4-year-old Codi Bigsby. For weeks, concerned citizens searched, pleaded for answers, and prayed for the child's safety. In February, activist Bianca Wilson snapped this photo inside a Hampton Walmart.
I've seen a few at 7-Eleven and some mom and pop shops around here that has Codi Bigsby sign up that the police initially sent out. So these flyers are still up. Like, the Hampton community has not stopped, advocating for Codi.
The investigation may have been sidetracked. On day 14, the police chief revealed the lead investigator on this case failed to honor the father's request for an attorney during an interrogation on unrelated child neglect charges.
Yeah, it's no good,
I
man.
applaud him for that, because there's not a lot of police organizations out here today who would say, we messed up.
Bigsby's original defense attorney is out. Norfolk attorney Amina Matheny Willard is in. She specializes in exposing police misconduct. As the search for Codi continues, this Air Force veteran is recruiting others to join her mission.
Please don't give up. If you can, just kind of make it more aware, like have banners and flyers out, go online and share what you feel about social media, about Codi on social media. That better helps keep his name alive.
Corey Bigsby remains behind bars on no bond on the unrelated charges. He's due back in court on June 13th for a preliminary hearing. Regina Mobley.
I'm going to get into those charges in just
Regina,
a minute, by the way, guys.
One more look now at Codi Bigsby for you. If you know anything about his whereabouts or have seen him since November, police want to hear from you. Call the crime line, text the P3 Tips app, or call the FBI. We also have information on this story on wavy.com.
And meantime, the hearing for the child's father, Corey Bigsby, is on hold until summer. He was to be in court today to face child neglect charges unrelated to his son's disappearance, but he now has a new attorney representing him, Amina Matheny Willard.
I mean, they're loosely
Corey
related.
Bigsby is now due to appear in court in June for a preliminary hearing.
Okay. So let me go ahead and read this article real quick. So this is posted on July 6th. According to a source close to the investigation, tells WTKR, the new charges in this indictment include 15 charges of child neglect, okay, for leaving the children home alone, 4 more charges of alleged child abuse and 2 additional child neglect charges in connection to those child abuse charges. Also, 2 misdemeanor charges were added for failure to secure medical attention for an injured child. The charges in this indictment are not related to Codi's disappearance. I mean, you see what I mean by loosely, you know what I mean? So it seems like they're holding him because their efforts were that of basically trying to arrest him on whatever they can and whatever they can hold him on in order to get a confession from him. Because they strongly, based on these charges, strongly suspect that he had something to do with Codi's disappearance, if not directly responsible. Court documents that were released Wednesday morning from Hampton Circuit Court show Corey Bigsby left 1 or more of his young children home alone on 7 different occasions. According to the documents, they were left alone long enough for it to be considered a reckless disregard for human life. Court documents show that he neglected to care for at least one of his 4 children on December 13th through 15th, again on December 28th, on January 11th, and 25th, then once more on February 1st. Court documents say Bigsby committed an act against a child that was so gross, wanton, and culpable as to sow a reckless disregard for human life, okay? So they're saying that one of these charges, even though the details are not available that I know of, that show a reckless disregard for human life, which makes him very capable of, or at least makes law enforcement feel that he's more than capable of being behind Cody's disappearance, or at least being responsible for it. Charges from February 1st also include 2 misdemeanor charges for failure to secure medical attention for an injured or battered child. These charges came just one day after Corey reported his son Cody missing. I think we've all been anticipating more charges coming. WATER, Water Team Incorporated, executive director and founder Joe Slabinski told WTKR, it really doesn't change anything for us. Slabinski and others with his volunteer search team have been searching for Cody from the start. Now it's been 5 months, people. 5 months since this child went missing, going on 6, I think. And there's search teams that specialize in this that have been searching since this child went missing. So, or at least since he was reported missing. Last week, their team spent time on Eastern Shore looking for any signs of the Hampton 4-year-old. Water Team Incorporated plans on heading back to the Eastern Shore for the search next week. He is a 4-year-old boy, and regardless of what happened or where he may be or the condition he's in, he still needs to be brought home, Slabinski said. Slabinski told WTKR he hopes Tuesday's developments regarding Corey will put more focus back on Cody. A lot of people have stopped following and stopped talking about Codi Bigsby. I think some people have given up hope, he said. My hope is that he comes back to the top and that we get people reacclimated to the fact that there is a 4-year-old missing boy out of Hampton. During Corey's last appearance in court, we learned that his case was going to trial and that he was denied bond again for the 5th time. With these new charges, Corey could face up to 162 years in prison. Wow. Corey's lawyer, Amina Matheny Willard, called the indictments absolute nonsense. This case is not a prosecution. It's a modern-day lynching, she said. Matheny, now that implies something I'm not going to get into, but when you use your eyes, you're going to be able to see that that's ridiculous. Today, the Hampton Commonwealth's attorney announced a 30-count indictment against Corey Bigsby. The law enforcement cover-up in this case is shocking, and the result is a desperate father sitting in jail while his son is missing. Because the Commonwealth's attorney knows that Corey is innocent, he cannot indict Corey for the disappearance of Codi Bigsby because he is innocent. They locked him up, deprived him of a lawyer, which they did, and tortured him in an effort to secure a confession. Tortured, I don't know. Deprived him of a lawyer and tortured him in an in an effort to secure a confession. They soon realized a combat veteran turned innocent father doesn't break, and he doesn't confess to a crime he didn't commit. Now, this is where the credibility, this is somebody who loves her press. You can tell by the way she's wording all this. She loves her press because, okay, this isn't an innocent father. Okay, people? He might be innocent of the crime, of whatever may or may not have happened to Cody. As far as we know, Cody is just missing. We don't know if anything actually happened to him, but he's not an innocent father, or else they wouldn't have all these charges on him. When she goes on to say, when police realized Corey was innocent, they should have moved on to other potential suspects. Instead, law enforcement doubled down. Our criminal justice system's history is littered with cases like this, where the ends justify the means to arrogant police and prosecutors, as we see in case after case where corrupt police were able to obtain forced confessions. The state was wrong. Now, she is correct. That does happen quite a bit. Unfortunately, that does happen quite a bit. It's unfortunately more common than we would like it to be. The Commonwealth is likewise wrong here. And in this case, Corey Bigsby withstood their torture techniques and refused to confess to a crime he didn't commit. Today's indictments carry one clear message. Corey Bigsby had nothing to do with Cody's disappearance, and the Commonwealth's failure to make a case is an admission to this fact. The indictments at hand are absolute nonsense. The allegations against Corey could be made against any busy and struggling parent. What? As it seems, the Commonwealth's attorney must be reminded that not everyone has a disposable income with which to hire daycare for an au pair or an au pair. The Commonwealth is desperate to convict Corey of something, anything, because they know that Mr. Bigsby will be filing complex federal litigation against the city to hold them accountable for their horrific conduct in this case. This case is not a prosecution. It is a modern-day lynching. Mr. Bigsby looks forward to his day in court. All right. So, now, law enforcement has admitted that they have mishandled this case. Let me go ahead and play a little clip of that real quick.
Almost a month since Hampton police started searching for Codi Bigsby. The 4-year-old boy was reported missing on January 31st. And tonight, the police chief shared some insight into the investigation during a town hall meeting. Sarah Hammond was there.
About 30 people joined Chief Mark Talbot here at Zion Baptist Church. They were able to ask questions about the investigation into Codi Bigsby's disappearance, and Chief Talbot assured them they are still investigating as if their own child went missing.
And it rapidly became a very intense and emotional investigation.
He says from the beginning, they had every resource they could think of on the ground searching for Codi. Talbot says calling the FBI in just 2 hours into the investigation is not protocol, but they knew from the beginning something was wrong.
I've never put more resources into a case than I put into this one.
He says currently they have a full-time captain, 1 lieutenant, 3 sergeants, and 2 lead detectives working the case. And it's rare to have that many resources involved.
A nonstop effort to find him, bring him home, bring justice to his life.
Talbot says the investigation has been emotionally very difficult.
Some of the saddest moments of this investigation have involved seeing deeply into this child's life.
Over the last month, police have continued to widen the time frame of when Codi was last seen.
We're still not sure when the last time somebody saw this child healthy.
He says the main roadblock in the investigation boils down to one thing:
the conscious choices of adults to not tell us things.
And for community search teams asking for more direction on where to search, Talbot says that's up to the people that love Codi.
I could give you more direction if the people who said they love Codi Bigsby gave us more direction.
In Hampton, Sarah Hammond, 13 News Now.
Codi's father, Corey Bigsby, is behind bars tonight. He's charged with 7 counts of child neglect unrelated to Codi's disappearance. He was supposed to be in court today for a bond hearing, but that was pushed back. Okay, so I'm going to make a point here because I see an opportunity to do so. So for those of you, those of you who are really quick to jump to a conclusion. Okay, now real quick, let me actually make this point first. Let's say those of you who believe that law enforcement are jumping the gun and they are mishandling this case and showing too much attention on the father and taking away resources from other potential suspects and
just doubling down and putting all their energy on the father without enough evidence, whatever, right? If you believe that, okay, and you're someone who is quick to jump to the conclusion that it's automatically the parent because of statistics, you have to look at the parents, that parent, he did something, blah, 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 blah. You don't get to have it both ways, okay? You don't get to have it both ways. So I'm seeing some people who are thinking, oh my God, the police mishandled this. And the reason why the police mishandled this is because they don't have enough evidence to arrest this man. And it's completely unrelated charges. Are they so unrelated though? Right? Are they so unrelated? You see what I'm saying? I mean, there's 7 counts, 7 different charges of child neglect, right? One of them being not getting medical care for a battered child, in which the circumstances, we don't know how that child obtained those injuries from battery. We don't know what those circumstances are. So I'm just saying, if you're sitting here saying, oh, well, the police mishandled this, this is the police doing exactly what people on YouTube have been doing with so many other cases prior to this one. So use your eyes, people. Now, we're going to get into sorry. Let me just because this is just, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here, and I'm going to let him be heard. So apparently he went out to the scene. Dolly went out to the scene here. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's enough of that.
Okay. Today we're out here in Buckrow Beach, Hampton, Virginia. This is the scene where a community has come together over a tragedy. The tragedy being the disappearance of little Codi Bigsby. Like I said, we're in the area of Buckrow Point Apartments. This is the location where little Codi had came up missing. As you can see behind me, this is where the community has came together and made a sign for little Codi. Also,
like I said, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here because he did actually make the trip, right? He used some resources. However he got the resources, don't know. Haven't looked into him in a while. But he's out there at least. You know what I mean? The little mini motorcycle there. Obviously, this is a memorial set up by the community for little Codi Bigsby. And Dolly's using this as a background to give his version of the update on the case, or as far as a summary of the facts of the case.
Hanging teddy bears, toys, Spider-Man, one of little Codi's favorites. They're showing their support, coming out here, searching the area, things of that nature, wanting answers for the disappearance of little Codi.
I mean,
that night.
He's got like a microphone like he's Donahue. This is great.
Little Codi lived right here at the Buckrow Point apartment complex in Hampton, Virginia. He was home with his father and his siblings the night that he went missing. His father, Corey, said it
again. I'm not taking that away from him. Kathy 117. I'm not taking that away from him. He is at the very least keeping Codi's name out there. For those of you who were not here at the beginning of this stream, I did mention that, and I am giving him that much credit. I am. Don't think that I'm just out here just to attack this dude. Okay? It's just his approach is somewhat humorous.
At about 2 a.m., he last saw Codi.
And in my defense, the history of this guy talking about missing kids has never really been about missing kids. This is the closest to it I've ever seen him do. Like I said, I'm giving him some credit here. So don't think that I'm just all out attacking Dolly here.
Codi. He went in to check on him before he went to bed. When he said he woke up in the AM, little Codi was gone. He notified the Hampton police immediately. The Hampton police come out. They start to investigate. They start to look for little missing Codi.
I mean, he made a little monologue here and memorized it, and he's delivering it. He's got his Dolly Vision t-shirt and hat and microphone and his music in the background.
People scattered the area, hunting through the woods, hunting nearby neighborhoods, searching dumpsters, but nothing turned up on little Codi. At first, it seemed that Corey, his father, was being very cooperative. He decided to go willingly to the police station to answer questions on little Codi. The problem is, once he got there, he admitted that he had been leaving little Codi home alone. And he was criminally charged with child neglect charges. For that, he was immediately arrested and held with no bond.
Now, this is the thing where the police have messed up is they focused on him, but and took away energy and resources from the search for Codi. That's something that they admit to. But the issue with this is the charges are valid. I mean, let's face it. If a child goes missing and this person admits to habitually leaving his children home alone, right? That's child neglect. It just is. And if a child goes missing and he's neglecting these children, and the child goes missing as a result of him leaving these children missing or leaving these children neglected, well then, I mean, he's at fault to some degree. He's at fault. This isn't like he had his kid at the store with him. He turned around to go grab some cat food and he turned back around and the child was gone. That wasn't the case. This is a dude who just left his kids alone. And one of them ended up going missing. According to him, that's his story. So yes, this person deserves to have criminal charges filed against him. Absolutely. So the charges against him right now are absolutely not unfounded. So to sit here like his lawyer to make that public statement and act like this is a quote unquote lynching is ridiculous.
Come to find out, Corey had been leaving all the children home alone. He would go out sometimes and maybe just take one of the siblings with him. He thought it was too much to handle bringing them all along with him. He assumed they would be okay. But on this day, everything wasn't okay. Rumors started to swirl. The community wondered, how could a kid go missing with his parent right there with him? Searchers got out here searching. Church groups, the community, Black Lives Matter, all out here at this location searching for
all of them out there 5 months ago, searching everywhere. This Water Team Incorporated, searching, right? As a matter of fact, let me look that up. Go ahead and play this.
Searching for little Codi. Still nothing. The family has spoke out. They have recently added a $25,000 reward for any information leading to the recovery of Codi, alive or dead. The police believe the father is involved in this, and they have charged him with 30 counts of child endangerment, child abuse, and things similar to that. He's went up for bond over 3 different times. Still, his bond was denied. No answers yet for Codi, but hopefully that will change. With this reward, the community, somebody will come forward and tell us what happened. The police believed that Codi is no longer with us. He's presumed dead.
Now,
what information?
Of all the things that I read and played, I didn't hear that once. So I don't think until I hear a credible news source or law enforcement actually say, now if I'm wrong, correct me, but until I hear somebody, a spokesperson from law enforcement, say that they presume this child to no longer be with us, then I'm calling bullshit on that, because that's a very dangerous thing to do. What that does, if that's not true, what that does is that it minimizes the possibility, I should say. It minimizes the possibility or likelihood that, and drastically, by the way, that someone is going to actually keep their eyes open for missing Codi in a store or in a public place somewhere. They're just going to stop keeping their eye out. That's it. They're just going to be like, well, we hope that his body's found by professionals who find bodies, right? So now there's no more. There's a $25,000 reward for Codi coming home because his family is keeping their hopes up. So it's a very dangerous thing to sit there and say that law enforcement has presumed this child dead and they don't think that they're looking for a live child anymore, if that is not true. It's very dangerous.
Information they have taken out of the apartment out here at Buckrow is not known, but it must lead them to believe that little Codi is no longer with us. We're going to be out here searching. Dolly Vision, our team of people will be in these woods. We will be scouring Buckrow.
Team of people.
Trying to find answers out here for little Codi. We're out here to give a voice to the voiceless. This little child deserves the proper burial if he's no longer with us. If he is alive, he deserves to be with his family. He deserves to be with his friends, and he deserves to be with his community. As you can see, people have came out here writing messages on the Codi sign, showing their support for little Codi. And some of these messages read just as simple as, Codi, we love you. As you can see, his favorite toy, his little motorcycle, is sitting out here at the vigil. The Spider-Man mask. One of Cody's favorite.
Please, I wish these people would just pronounce that word properly. It's not difficult. There's a difference between 3 syllables and 2. Visual is not what that is. It's vigil. It's vigil. And that's not a vigil. That's a tribute. That is a memorial, an expression of hope.
Favorites. So right now, Codi needs a hero. He needs a Spider-Man in his life. He needs the community to be his Spider-Man. He needs answers. He can't give us those answers, so he needs people out here to give them answers for him. As you can see, lots of people have been leaving stuffed animals for little Codi, which is super awesome. You know, we're going to prop that up right there for little Codi. And it's good to see a community come together. And you can see this community showed up in masses, putting these teddy bears up. And the city has left it. Most of the time, they'll leave stuff up like this just for a little bit, and they'll take it down. But in this case, with this community's strong support and them wanting answers for little baby Codi, they have left this stuff up. We're going to give you a little look at this. We're going to stop by Codi's house. We're also going to go by the new residence. While this was going on, Corey actually purchased a new home. We're going to be checking that out. We're going to be going into the woods searching with our team, and we're going to try to find some answers.
I mean, that is a powerful scene right there. Now, do I think that Dolly genuinely gives a shit about this child? Nothing about Dolly in the past has ever given me the impression that he honestly cares. And this isn't really doing much better, if I'm being honest. So far, it's not. Just because he showed up. I mean, Bullshit Betty shows up places. So, MGL shows up places. And honestly, if there wasn't a reward, I don't think he'd be out there.
As you can see, the community has put up a pretty good sized poster of Codi. Codi Bigsby was reported missing January 31st, 2022. Where is Codi? Now, the rumors have it Codi hasn't been seen since Christmas of 2021. Nobody has reportedly seen this other than the sister and the father. Pretty good sized picture of Codi, but we're going to do something better than this. We're going to put a big banner up with Codi's face. Okay. So in the next coming days, we will place an order for our banner, show this beautiful child, but we're going to make it bigger and we're going to put it on the far side of this where traffic coming down the road can actually see his face, because coming this way towards the beach, you really can't see where they've set up this stuff.
Wow.
So we're going to actually set something up on the opposite side for little Codi, a lot bigger. So this whole area of Buck Road, they cannot help but see this pretty child's face every day as they ride down this major road. Hopefully we get some.
I mean, is it coincidence that this new Dolly here is following a new friendship or a recent friendship with BHB, who totally is living in the ass of JLR, which he never mentions her name ever. So yeah, just coincidence.
Get some answers for Codi.
Dolly rolls up on Codi's house. Can't wait to watch that, which is coming right up, folks. Oh, and we got all of since Dolly's so independently wealthy, but you know, of course, if you want to, you know, Cash App him, PayPal, Venmo, that's all the information there. You know, right there along the side of Codi's face. Real tasteful dude. Why does he understand that totally just cancels out any credibility that he has? I don't understand that. All right, we're going to move on to the next video here, folks. This is where it gets fun. He took them down during this live, folks. He took them down. But I have a backup plan, folks. You're not getting out of this that easy, Dolly. Nice try, though, homie. Oh, butt hurt Dolly. Oh, butt hurt Dolly. Yeah, he took the other videos down. Y'all can hear me now, right? I know I had my mic muted before. I do have a backup plan though, folks. I do. Now, guys, I don't know if she's still in my chat, but there is old Heels in the Air clip channel. Blessed are the clip channels, folks. Blessed are the clip channels. And I wasn't even going to play this. This is what's really funny. I was going to balance out Dolly, dude. Listen, I was going to balance out. Now, I was going to make fun of you. That's true, you know, but I was going to balance out making fun of you, but also giving you credit for being out there, even though, I mean, it's not much of a stretch. It's local for you. So, but blessed are the clip channels. Everybody subscribe to Heels in the Air. Heels, you are more than welcome to leave your channel link in the chat. You are wrenched, so you're more than welcome to do that. See, now this is just satirical. Now we're just since it's so important to Dolly to put the word out there, you know, since it's so important to Dolly to put the word out there for Codi, he can't take criticism. And so since it's so important, he took the videos down, the videos where he's creating awareness for a missing child because he can't take criticism. Poor Dolly.
Buckrow Point Apartments, and we will be out here with our search crew searching today and the rest of this week. Did this little boy walk out this apartment? Did he walk this way to these adjacent woods? Could he be somewhere out here and searchers are overlooked? As you see behind me,
Team
now
Dolly,
my team will be in these woods today searching, and we will know 98% if Codi is in these woods. We're going through it with a fine-tooth comb, searching every inch of it. I don't know, from speaking with the owner of the property, this property was searched, but he wasn't present at the time that they searched this property, so he really does not know how good or what amount of people search.
I just feel like the scene keeps getting more and more intense. So let me kind of walk you through. Obviously, we're right here in front of Codi and his father's apartment. And right here, Hampton Police have some off-roading vehicles. But let me take you around to the main command center. I mean, this parking lot is just filled. We've had people coming in and out all day, whether that be police officers.
We're just getting suited up. So I'm glad you guys could be here with me today.
He's getting suited up, y'all. All right. This is where it gets fan-fucking-tastic. Now, I mean, because I mean, he's going to have him and his team, as you can see, my team behind me as well. Okay, my team is locked and loaded, y'all. All right, you can see them clearly behind me. See, look, just I got Rocky and Apollo and Bernie Federico, ready to go, just so you know. But this team is going to be so effective and much more effective than the teams of investigators, community, and all of these people that he named at the beginning of the last video that we watched that have been searching for this child since he went missing in January. So, yeah.
And we're going to get out here in these snake-infested woods. As soon as I get my snake boot, everything on.
Snake-infested.
Okay, time to come up out of these Nike Airs. This is for help my legs and thighs, just in case of a snake bite. Not protected, get bit by a snake and end up getting something amputated. Definitely makes me bulletproof the snake bite. You got to remember, most snake bites are usually bit in the calf, so this calf protection here protects you from any snake bites. Also, as you see, I have the garters on, so if they We're going out into Zekia territory.
I can't with this dude, bro.
We begin to hunt for little Codi Bigsby. January 31st, 2002, this little boy went mixing. We're here to find him. So we're actually going to enter the woods right through here. This little bit of a trail that...
Wait a second. I need my team behind me to debrief me on the updates. Guys, keep me debriefed. Okay, we're going to keep going. All right.
Would lead us into the woods. We're going to go down this trail. We're going to break in a haven, I tell you guys, with snakes. So we're going to have to be really careful out here. My camera crew, my other searchers.
Oh, look.
We got to be really careful when we're moving stuff around like this, because this is where snakes are going to lay. So we got a black tarp here, and actually it has...
What if Dolly was my child that I was laughing about? You don't want me to answer that question.
A little bit of weight to it. Not only that, we got a bunch of stuff buried here. Know how they could leave this stuff out here and not go through it? Let's see what we got. Let's pull it out. Let's stretch it out.
Stretch it out. We got another one, folks. Got another one. Give me 1 second. That same team, y'all, was also out there when MGL and JLR and BHB were protesting. Those were the people that were joining them in their protests and absorbing their passion for their protest. Just so you know, same team. Whew, I'm tired. I love the music. What are you doing, dude? He found a can.
We'll look for other signs of campsites or any other people activity in these woods.
Dude, now keep in mind where he's at. That has been scoured by professionals. Okay. Playing a little golf with a walking stick. Get him, Dolly. I think you're getting warm, buddy. You're getting warm, buddy. Warmer, warmer. Oh, cold. No, wait. You think? Now there's another one, but Heels asked me not to play it for whatever reason. In the chat, she asked me not to play it. But there you have it, folks. Dolly's on the case, y'all. Okay? Dolly and his team, they're on the case. People, all right? Rest assured, little Cody, if you're out there, sit tight, buddy. Sit tight. Dolly's on it. Right, guys? Guys? No? Okay. Oh, I got the go ahead. I got the go ahead, y'all.
I know the haters are hating. It's crazy to see somebody hate and get almost as many plays as I did on the video.
It's crazy how that works, isn't it?
That's good because my video didn't do many plays. Okay, so with them showing it, that doubles the plays. Right? I can look at it like that. So thank you, Flip Channel, for showing
And not if you don't leave them up. Which I was.
But I wish they would have showed Cody's picture with it, right? Because they were making fun of me, but they didn't show Cody. So it would have been double the views, other than the fact they didn't show Cody. Okay, like if you're gonna hate on them videos of the kid and me looking for the little kid, please show the kid.
I did.
Okay, because that's the point of the videos, is so people can see this kid.
I did. Me and my team.
This little kid out there
gave updates.
Hate on it, at least show the kid.
Okay.
At least get out there and, get off your ass and do something.
It don't make me mad that people hate. I'm just thinking it would help a little bit if you could help the cause and show the kid, right?
We're gonna find this
because
kid.
In their mind, they think I'm doing it for bad reasons.
More the choke, better the smoke.
It's Clip Channels, run with it, but put it out there at least. Help the cause. You know what I'm saying? If you want to laugh at me in the process, laugh at me and help the cause at the same time.
That's what I'm doing.
Now I look at it.
That's what we're all doing.
They can make fun of me all they want. Just like put the message out there at the same time. Because like I said, my videos, it didn't do that big because Cody's not the biggest case out there to be covering. So
no, that's
people
not
joke
why.
on me, at least plug the case.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
why.
Help this little kid out. And then make fun of me.
That's not why. And I can be honest. I can be absolutely honest here, folks. The reason why is because he built an audience. This is why I'll talk directly to you, Dolly. You built an audience. You saw that you were getting more and more views. The more and more that you got involved with Summerwell's drama. Okay? And that built up and built up, and that built the audience that you had. But once you strayed away from that, you lost views because you attracted people that were looking for Summerwell's drama. Now, the same thing is happening to me to a certain degree, okay? But see, I could be patient. I get a little discouraged too. I'm a YouTube creator. I could be honest about that. I get a little discouraged sometimes about losing views. I get a little self-conscious about it. It happens. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about this Nicholas Cruz, the Parkland shooter. I'm covering that trial. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is such a crazy, horrible thing. And it's a major problem that we have in our country. And I would think that my subscribers would be interested in this trial and blah, 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 and my take on it, but it turns out that there's a very small audience that I get from that. And I'm very grateful for that very small audience, but I'm very grateful for it. But I also have an audience that likes other things that I do, right? And so this being one of those things. But it is what it is, man. You know, you can't sit there and whine and bitch about views and sit here and say that you're doing this for some sort of noble cause after you make this grand production, walking around with a microphone in front of a visual, as you called it, but is actually just a memorial and a symbol of hope that was everybody in the community had collectively put together for this missing child. And then at the end of that, give information, not share information as to who you can contact as far as information for the child, because according to you, law enforcement has considered this child dead. So nobody is going to keep their eye out for this child, and nobody who's watching you and takes you seriously is going to have hope that this child is going to be found alive. So none of them are going to keep their eyes open looking out for this kid. So you're either spreading misinformation, or you're just generally handling this case irresponsibly. But you did give information as to how they can donate to you, showing your true colors as to why you were taking on this case. Yeah. So don't sit there and whine and bitch to the rest of YouTube that you're not getting all the views that you want, and then sit there on the other side of your mouth saying that those same people don't care about a missing child, because those people are intelligent and they have eyes and they can see what your intentions are and what you actually care about. So quit your whining, dude. Grow up. Now, I'm gonna there's this one dude that there's one creator who's been covering where is this guy? There's this one dude who's been covering hold on, I can't find it now. There's this whole Vaughn and Dre thing, man. And I'm going to be honest. I'm just not as far as that case goes, I don't even see it as a case. And I see this one YouTube creator, and he seems like a cool dude, and he kind of reminds me, I suspect he's from the area that I grew up, within the vicinity more or less. His channel is called The Chisme Report. And I suspect that he is from the area that I'm from, because he has a very similar accent to most of the people that I grew up with. But he doesn't seem to do a lot of live streams. He usually just makes videos. He edits videos. And he's somebody who is passionate about the Vaughn and Dre saga, for lack of a better term. I'm against anybody really doing anything on this for the reasons that I think that some people have their hearts in the right place, but fail to understand this dude is in a coma. He has no say over anything that's going on. It's crazy to me that I mean, it's not crazy to me that the people that are involved are involved. if that makes sense. But this is a situation that is being taken advantage of, that the fact that this man cannot stand up and defend himself. He's just surrounded by people who are greedy and using his name and his personal family business as a reason to make money off of YouTube. And those very people who are opportunists and grifters on YouTube are taking advantage of this situation and showing their true colors as to what their motive is for covering this, because now they're all at war with each other. Because what these people are doing right now is they are seeing this, I'm not going to use the word case, they're using this situation, this family drama, as they're seeing it as a pie, right? And each person, okay, now if you've got two people, right, you order a pizza, okay, folks, let's say you order a pizza, okay, and there's 8 slices, right? Well, there's 2 people that are going to eat that pizza. That means that those 2 people get 4 slices apiece, right? They're getting full. You know what I mean? They're hungry and they're getting full. But then 3 people get involved. That means that's 1 less slice for at least one of them, right? And then, you know, you get 4 people involved, right? That's only 2 slices apiece. Then what do you got to do, right? To make sure everybody gets an equal amount of slices of pizza, more and more people show up. Well, then you got to cut that pizza into more slices. And what happens? Those slices become smaller. You understand what I'm saying? And so each person is seeing this way, and they're seeing their slices become less and smaller. And those slices being a metaphor for the money that you can make due to views and super chats. There is no other way to describe this, as far as, I mean, you could use other analogies, sure, but what I'm saying is there is no other accurate depiction of this. These are greedy, shitty YouTubers that have picked up a reputation of being greedy, shitty YouTubers. And this poor guy is just doing his own thing, building his channel, doing his own thing, and not understanding what it is. And I'm going to play his video. His name is the Cheeseman Report. And we're going to watch his video. But I find it kind of adorable how naive he is to this, because he doesn't know anything about it. He understands how YouTube works, but
¿Te gusta el chisme?
¿Te gusta el chisme?
Guys, welcome back to Chisme Report. I'm your host Danny Flores. Que ro con todos ustedes. Guys, in today's video, it's going to be a little different, but I wanted to talk about it, give my opinion on this situation. It is chisme. It is stuff going on the internet right now, which, you know, for the first time, I actually want to say this shouldn't be chisme, because it's something serious everyone's talking about, and I'm talking about the whole Andrea McCrae and Vaughn situation, their story. And as I told you guys, a lot of people should hear this story just because it's a serious story and also a sad story, you know, with Vaughn's family, and the whole situation is just sad. But apparently people within this community that are covering the Vaughn story are getting into drama. And I'm talking about 3 creators specifically. But before we get into it, go grab your snacks, come back, sit back and relax. So I want to say
he's much nicer than I am.
A lot of people have been speaking on this story with Andrea McCrae and Vaughn.
And so that's the link to his channel that I just left in the chat, guys. So if you're interested in him, go ahead and subscribe.
And one of these people is Molly Golightly. I know a lot of you guys that are watching this channel are also watching her. And also another one is Without a Crystal Ball, which, you know, I got a lot of messages about,
I bet you did.
Yo, don't trust Without a Crystal Ball, blah, blah, blah.
I bet you
People
did,
have their
dude.
different opinions on different creators. But then the last creator on this whole thing right here, and this whole thing is Cheryl's World on YouTube, which we're going to get into what she said, because apparently Cheryl and Without a Crystal Ball both had Molly Golightly on their live, which is cool. They talked about the Andrea McCrae story. Yo, we're all for it. Go put out the word. You guys have a lot of followers. Put the good word out there. But apparently, Cheryl's world is upset because Molly Golightly, a day or two after, Cheryl and Molly went live, Molly wanted to go live because she had an exclusive, like a police report or I don't know, something like that. We're going to hear from Cheryl right now. But, Cheryl was live. She was doing her show on YouTube. And then Molly goes, yo, Cheryl, get off. Get off live because I'm gonna go live and I want your followers to come.
I played that
see
live
me,
before,
blah blah
by
blah.
the way, guys.
And also Molly Golightly was on Cheryl's comment section saying, everyone go subscribe to my channel, blah blah blah.
Yeah, let me address that real quick. Susie 2, anyone? Yeah, I saw that you asked if Heels in the Air was actually Molly. Molly does not have the brain capacity to be nearly as creative as Heels in the Air. Just FYI.
Listen, I'm a YouTuber. I get it. You see people on your comments going, yo, go subscribe, whatever. That does not bother me. The thing that bothered me that Cheryl said was that Molly actually had the guts to say, Cheryl, get off live. I'm going live and, getting this exclusive report or whatever. Like, yo, how is Cheryl gonna go stop her whole ass show just so you could start your show? Doesn't make sense. But let's hear what Cheryl had to say of this whole situation because she seemed heated. And yeah, let's talk about it.
Hey guys, it's very, very rare that I go back to back, but I am seeing red right now.
She's
I want to
livid.
tell you what is going on, what happened to me with this Dre McCrae case and this Molly Golightly person.
Now, this Cheeseman report, right? And Cheryl here, they have built their channels with integrity. They're genuinely confused as to the behavior of MGL. They're genuinely confused to it. It's foreign to them. They're like, what? But they have no idea that this is exactly how MGL has built her channel. MGL has built her channel by pure exploitation. Pure exploitation. From the Watts case to the Summer Wells case to now this and everything in between. Okay? These people have no idea. They don't know. That's because they don't associate themselves with people like her. And they made the mistake. Well, this person that we're listening to now made the mistake of doing so. And she's shocked and surprised because these two creators that we're looking at right here, Sherelle, sorry, and her channel's name is Sherelle's World. These two creators that we're listening to right here, they built their channels with integrity. They just did the best they can with content, and like I said, the concept of doing the kind of thing that MGL does and the kind of thing that Katie Joy does is foreign to them. They don't get it. These two people are actually passionate about what's going on. They see Dre as being this horrible person that's taking advantage of her husband, and they think that there's something really shady going on in that house. I understand that. I don't necessarily agree. I feel like I haven't seen any evidence of a crime to where she should be indicted for anything yet. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is I don't know enough. Thank you, Cherry, for sharing her link. I don't know enough. And frankly, nobody else has enough information to responsibly say that charges should be brought up on her. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I'm not disrespecting their opinions. I'm saying these two are not using it as you have YouTube creators who will use a situation like that to build their channels and exploit and come off like they're loving, caring people and fighting the good fight because they know it's going to blast their chat with super chats, right? But then you have creators who have built their channels with integrity and are grateful for the fact that their channels have gotten to the point to where they have. And then they see a situation that they're passionate about and they use their platforms responsibly, and they use their platforms as a means to get the word out there. They say, well, I'm grateful that I have this many people listening to me, so I'm going to take this situation that got my attention, that I feel very passionate about, and I am going to use my platform to put the word out.
Yep.
So,
Sorry.
Tell me about your bond.
Yeah, she's the first one to email me on my birthday.
Hey, Perry.
What's up? What's up?
This dude's mad.
I didn't
He's
even
big
play
mad.
my music. I don't even care about to tell him what happened. Listen,
Okay.
I've been in this business a long time. I don't have time to play these childish YouTube games.
Right.
I'm doing that storyline, first of all, because I have every right to. I can do whatever damn story I want to.
Exactly. We're our own content creator. We're YouTubers. We put out whatever we want on our channel.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
But it's a story that I felt passionate about.
Exactly.
Don't come with me with this bullshit of who can do what story and I'm gonna go.
All right,
get
let
her
me address
views.
this.
This girl's out of her mind.
I love when people leave stupid comments in my chat. I love it. You are aware that MGL was on Sherelle's. Molly had been live, slammed it down, and dragged 2,500 peeps or 2,500 plus peeps over to Sherelle's live, right? Maybe that might be true. And MGL will also donate money, but there is a hidden agenda behind that, because what they're talking about here, which she's going to get to, is exactly why she did it, because she felt entitled to be able to tell Sherelle to do something.
Right.
So let me tell you guys what happened. I'm waiting on Amber because I'm seeing red right now.
Yeah, no.
So
I mean,
I'm being told.
I
Oh, so I let her come on my channel. Miley Go Lightly. I let you come on my channel. I shout you out. I'm thinking I'm helping the investigation.
That's what she was
Hold on,
thinking.
here's Amber.
Right.
Amber, how mad am I right now?
I see.
No. I mean, I'm saying I get it. Like the whole thing is this, and I understand
Let
the
me tell
anger.
what happened. Perry.
Molly
Hold
is
on.
a drama channel.
'Cause I'm
That's it.
pissed. She's here for clicks and views and YouTube fame. That's what Molly Go Lightly's about.
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
Right.
Girl, stop. Don't play with me.
Now, I love that's a sentiment as to how sharp this Sherelle person is, because this is her first interaction with her. She's not even really familiar with her content, and she's like, oh, this one thing tells me everything I need to know about her. Very, very, very observant.
Helped you out. I let you come on my channel. I shouted you and your partner out. I didn't need you. I expose you to a bigger channel because this was supposed to be about Marvon.
Exactly.
Remember?
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. It was supposed to be about Marvon.
A black life that at the end of the day, I'm starting to feel like she didn't give a damn about. It was all about clicks and
Molly
views.
Go Lightly. But you're all in my comment
Oh,
section.
yeah. You guys don't know how racist she is, do
telling
you?
everybody to go to your channel. Tell them to go to Justin's channel. Tweeting Perry, telling me to go off because you got some big news you want to drop on your channel. What does that have to do with me?
Exactly. As a content creator myself, I'm not going to go out of my way. If you ask me, if you're another content creator, to stop my live just because you want to go live, hey, hell no. What?
Yeah, exactly. Hell no.
Oh yeah, because
What?
she wanted to drop the fact that Letitia got to see Marvon.
I heard you were a nut job,
Shit.
but I didn't listen because this is not about the bloggers. This is about a case.
And I'll tell
Exactly.
you,
And
I
that's
don't
all-
like to speak for others, but the observation I'm making about this Sherelle person, and I've talked about her before. I played this clip before. This is Cheeseman Report playing the same clip. So I'm actually playing Cheeseman Report's video on this. But the observation I'm making about Sherelle here is she is simply, in her mind, like I said, she's just trying to put the information out there. She's like, it's foreign to her that somebody would be using a situation where she sees that she feels somebody really needs help, and light needs to be shined onto a situation, and to use it to benefit themselves. I think that that's a testament to her integrity, and I'm seeing that very, very clearly. So I find it really fascinating when I see creators become newly privy to to creators like MGL and Katie Joy.
That's all I'm gonna show you guys, because this video is super long. It's about 54 minutes. If you guys want to go see it, she's on YouTube under Cheryl's World. Yes, I'm gonna be with listen, I've heard a lot of things, or a few things about Molly, but I'm not one to judge. I don't know Molly. But the fact that Molly did state that, yo, Cheryl, go offline, that way I could go online. No, that's not cool. That's not cool. But
see, these creators are so much better than me, dude. Because I don't mind calling them pieces of shit. I have no bones about calling them pieces of shit. These guys, but this is why they're so successful, because they're gonna keep things classy. I'm not a classy dude. I don't claim to be a classy dude. So
Cheryl's not the only person that is having sort of, trouble with Molly, because another creator by Without a Crystal Ball, and I know you guys have your opinions about her. I know, I've seen the messages. Another person I don't know Without a Crystal Ball. A lot of people are saying, yo, she's not credible. She's in lawsuits right now. Don't trust her. Blah, blah, blah. But apparently Molly Goldlight did Without a Crystal Ball dirty as well. And we're gonna hear from the Crystal Ball Without a Crystal Ball, because she did make a video as well.
the Crystal
so to give you
Ball,
a rundown,
whatever
why
the
is
fuck her
Molly
name is,
Goldlightly and basically everyone against.
and I
Without a
love
Crystal Ball,
that, because for those of you who don't know, who the fuck am I even talking to? Like, all of you guys in my chat know who Katie Joy is, Without a Crystal Ball. You know who she is, and you're perfectly aware of her reputation on YouTube. Every single one of you do. Now that goes to show that this guy, he's like, I don't know, or Crystal Ball, whatever her name is. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. This guy is on an end of YouTube that has no idea that she is one of the most hated people on YouTube. One of the most hated. Like, there are channels that for at least the last year have had content. All of their content, 100% of their content has been reviewing Katie Joy. 100% of their content, and their channels are successful. Speaking of which, so, I mean, like, Erin, EKC People Suck, she will sit there and review her, and like, it's endless content. It's endless content because she is so full of shit. She's totally self-serving. She's always lying, and she's always screwing somebody over. So, and it's just funny to me. I find these people so adorable, and I mean that. I don't mean that sarcastically. I find them so endearing that they just are oblivious to this. They have no idea. They're just like, we were talking about something that we're passionate about, and then these people show up and turned it into a circus.
aka Katie Joy. They're mad because allegedly Katie, wanted all the money back. She went to the GoFundMe because she started a GoFundMe for Marvon, which applaud because you want to raise money.
Dude,
It's just Molly Golightly
I
is
haven't even
doing.
talked
She's
about
doing this
that
whole
yet.
Cash App thing where everyone could donate, but that's a whole different story. But anyways, Katie did a GoFundMe. People donated, and I guess she gave the money to the mom, and then Katie asked the mom for a refund because she found out some.
Okay, guys.
Hey Google,
So
what's
Katie
this song?
Joy, as I
Things,
understand it, Katie Joy donated $1,000, right? $1,000 to the GoFundMe for Marvon's parents, right? Because apparently this Andrea lady, Marvon's wife, was not allowing the parents to see him in the hospital while he's in this very, very unfortunate situation in Dispose. So, I mean, but dude, she took it back. She went and got a refund for her GoFundMe. Who does that? Who does that? And I don't know what her reasons for it were. Like whatever she claimed, I'm sure. I mean, Aaron, you can probably explain that better than anybody. So if you want to put that in the chat, as to at least what Katie Joy's version of things were, let me know. Because I have to know what her rationale for Indian giving $1,000 donation, excuse the term. I realize it's insensitive. I just realized it was insensitive. I apologize. But for taking back money that she donated, it's ridiculous. I have to know. I have to know what her rationale behind that was.
Things, blah blah blah, and apparently that's why they're mad.
I also became familiar with the very first time with a creator
My bad,
named Molly
Toast.
Golightly. Now, this isn't the first time I'd heard of her. It was the first time I had any experience with her. The only time I'd ever heard of her before was because I had covered the Gabby Petito story, and I knew that she had shown up at Gabby's boyfriend's house, Brian Laundrie's parents' house, and she had like brought a basket like filled with laundry that said like dirty laundry. And then I
Hold on, we got to listen to this, but let me read. This is what I requested. So Katie Joy said that the family misled her about a series of events that took place, and they were playing KJ and Molly against each other and giving Molly a cut of the funds in exchange for access. What? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't put that past MGL to manipulate that from the parents in some way, shape, or form. But I don't think that could be true. I feel like the parents would be smart enough to be like, well, you're all making money off of this story, so I'm going to pick one responsibly who I think is going to wow, she admitted it. Wow. I mean, like when there's a situation, a lot of times a family who's going through some sort of tragedy will look, a YouTuber will, a lot of times a YouTuber, an opportunist YouTuber such as MGL will rush to reach out to the family and convince them, I can be the person who gives you a voice. You talk to me, make me your voice. And because I'm so passionate about this situation and I want to help and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll sweet talk them and pour a bunch of sugar in their ear. And then that will somehow or another give that family a reason to think that they are really there to help them, and the least they can do, since they are so helpful and they're so kind, we're going to be exclusive to them. And that's what MGL was doing. So it seems like Katie Joy was butthurt about that. But hold on, let me read this. No, but Katie wasn't alleging that the family was manipulated by Molly. She said the family were grifting, trying to profit off their son's attempted suicide. Okay. Wow. Jesus, dude. I mean, because the truth is, let's be honest here. I mean, let's just say there's a legit reason, and I'm only speculating here based on I'm just being made aware of this. So based on this information I'm just now getting, I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking, like, let's just say that the GoFundMe is for attorney's fees, right? To fight Drea for the right to be able to visit and see their son, right? But other than that, what's the money for? And even still, like, would they have a case? I mean, she's the wife. You know what I'm saying? She has say. You know, I mean, so maybe an attorney maybe would be even the closest thing to a legit reason. I could see what the GoFundMe money would be for, but I mean, I don't see other than that, like, why they would need a GoFundMe for what? It sounds like it's just some sort of another tactic for these creators to make more money off of this situation. If either one of them feel like they're entitled to a piece of it in some way, shape, or form, yeah, the wife has say, period. You know, I mean, so, and this Cheeseman Report video is basically just him saying, what is all this drama about? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, he's not out there starting a GoFundMe. That's not what he's doing. You know, Sherelle's not out there starting a GoFundMe. You know what I mean? That, like, they're just, what is the GoFundMe for? It makes no sense. Like, I just don't understand it. I mean, right, for lawyer costs, maybe, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, is a lawyer even going to take that case? Do they have a case? That's beyond my expertise, well beyond it. I honestly couldn't tell you, but I'm just trying to figure things out. I'm just thinking out loud here. But the GoFundMe, this is why I don't fuck with GoFundMes, man. Like, they're so shady. There's always something shady behind a GoFundMe on YouTube. Almost always. It's so annoying.
And I knew that she had, like, teamed up with
And
this group.
If this person or MGL are somehow involved in that GoFundMe, nope, I'm not donating. I am not donating to that. There is no way, not even $1. I am not donating to any GoFundMe that is tied in any way, shape, or form to either one of those creators.
That was, like, searching. They went to the place where Brian went and was ultimately found. I knew that she was protesting actively outside of the house. And really, during that time, I didn't pay too much attention or mind to the people on the side because I was trying to focus.
Oh, yeah, real quick, heels in the air. I forgot that you hit 10K. Congrats on that. Well deserved. Absolutely.
On the law enforcement side. And I knew that she was connected to this guy named Jonathan Ritchie, who is really not someone that I would ever, like, collaborate with or be connected to, just because of his criminal history and, like, his litigious background. But she met him by chance on that story. So I just gave her the benefit of the doubt. And, like, I saw that she had her platform engaged, and I thought, like, let's all work together on this. So I actually invited her on this channel. And a lot of you didn't know who she was.
Which I would do the same thing. Like, yo, all these creators are talking about Andrea's story, Marvon's story. Let's get together, have a panel, and, you know, shed some light to this. I'd do the same thing, honestly.
Especially my viewers never met or had seen Molly before. And I had encouraged you to, like, go watch her channel. And I just want to apologize
Yeah, anybody can drop, any of the mods can drop, and Heels in the Air, you can drop your own link, but any of the mods can drop Heels in the Air's link in the chat, please. Those of you who are not subscribed to her, she's a great clip channel. Blessed are the clip channels.
To my audience that I introduced you to this person and told you to go watch her channel. Because unfortunately, in the last like 2 weeks, it's been kind of a nightmare having to deal with her and having to
Dude,
sift through all of the lies that she.
this woman blows my mind. Like, it's not even so much her. It's not even so much her. It's her following. I don't understand it. Like, this is to me, Katie Joy is excruciatingly boring. I don't understand the fascination. I really don't. I can't be interested enough in her. If other channels didn't cover her and review her, I wouldn't know, because I couldn't listen to her long enough to know what kind of shady shit she's involved in. I mean, the fact that she is like made it almost a career to be sued by people speaks volumes, but she is unbelievably boring. Like, she's like she's like if paint drying somehow grew eyes, and that's all they had were just eyes, and we're watching other paint dry. That's what she looks like to me. Paint drying, watching paint drying is what is what she reminds me of. Absolutely and totally just like mind-numbingly boring.
That she has put into this story.
Okay, so right here, Katie sees all of the lies, guys. As me, a viewer outside watching, you know, sometimes I watch Without a Crystal Ball, sometimes I watch Molly. They both say something different. So Molly is saying, "Yo, Katie's lying."
Want to gain lightning fast guitar chops but don't have hours a day to practice? I can show you how to go from this.
Shut up.
Blah blah blah. She's putting more things to the story, which it's not true. Katie's basically saying the same thing for Molly or against Molly. They're both calling each other's liars at this point. So all you guys saying, yo, you shouldn't believe this person, you shouldn't believe that person. Don't believe anyone, I guess. It shouldn't be a story. This should not be going on right now, especially with they covered the Andrea McCrae and Vaughn story. It shouldn't drama. It shouldn't be no drama. Just cover the story, whatever you want to cover, and yeah, let a lot of people hear it. And if you guys don't know, Katie Joy has over 200,000 subscribers. Molly has over 70,000. I believe.
Shocking to me.
At this moment of the recording,
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, maybe
I am at a loss as to how YouTube works, how algorithms work, as to what people like works. I am completely at a loss. Like, it's crazy to me. How the fuck are 200,000 people interested in watching this woman, man?
People could say, yo, Molly just wanted to hop on Katie's channel to get, you know, exposure, since she's the one with the more subscribers. I don't know. Like Cheryl said, Molly just maybe doing it for the clicks, the views. I don't know. I'm just here, outsider.
And while she's done some really great things in helping the family, she's also created a lot of unnecessary drama that just didn't need to be a part of the story. And she created like all this unnecessary rumors and division that never needed to happen. I did my best to work with her, and I had her on that live stream and everything was fine. And I thought, oh, great. And the very next day, it was like she was already...
Asshole. If you weren't into the... If you weren't into the drama that you're involved with MGL, you wouldn't even be addressing it. You would just ignore her. You would look at her little 70,000 subs as, you know, whatever. You know what? You know, in your own mind, you'd be like, well, I tried to work with her. She turned out to be a piece of shit. So I'm moving on. But I mean, yeah, I know. I remember, dude, I blinked and she went from 50,000 to 70,000, Catherine. Like, I blinked and that fucking happened. And I was like, what? I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. I don't get me started on Katie Joy's forehead, dude. Please.
Hating on me. I mean, we never had an argument. We never had a fight. It was like within 24 hours, she was making videos about me. She was trying to ruin my credibility.
Yeah, that is so weird. That's really weird. When I heard this, I was like, why would she make videos about you? Literally the next day she goes live with you.
She was spreading like ridiculous rumors about me. And I was like, this is so stupid. Like, she was accusing me of stealing her sources, which I wasn't doing. She was saying that I was fabricating stories, which wasn't true. She was like saying that I made up the CPS investigation. She went on her live stream, you guys, and told them that I snatched a source from her by emailing him, even though this person actually contacted me directly and I didn't know he had any chance, like any discussions or even remote possibility of speaking to her. And she told her audience that I snatched him from her and emailed him, and I did it to get back at her.
If your intention was simply to spread information, then you would be all about any other creator putting this stuff out there. You would be all about any source that you may have sharing information with other YouTubers, with large platforms. If that's what your intention genuinely was, that's what you would want. You would want that information spread by any means necessary because you're passionate about the situation. But that's not what's happening here. You're like I said, you're looking at it like a pie, and since Molly's involved, your piece of the pie is getting smaller. And Molly's looking at it like a pie, and since you're involved, and since Sherelle got involved, Molly's piece of the pie got smaller. That's it. That's all this is about.
Back at her, and that's not what happened. He contacted me.
Is that even a thing? Snatching sources? It's like if I say, yo, I snatched TMZ. Or what? Right. Anyone could go to TMZ. Anyone could go to the website, get the whatever the story from TMZ and run with it. Doesn't everyone has their own opinions.
And I put out his story.
This dude is so much classier than I am, dude. Like, I'll be like, what the fuck do you mean, idiot?
She got mad about that. She said that I purposely put out audio on my channel to hurt her or to not so she couldn't get it. And that's not true. The source just didn't want to work with Molly. And I didn't know anything about Molly at the time. So to me, it was just ridiculous. And the reason why I'm addressing this on my channel is because I take my work very seriously. And
how was it that you didn't know anything about Molly, but you knew about her involvement in the Petito thing and what she and how she involved herself, right? And how is it that that wasn't an indication to you as to what type of person she is? Because the minute that you see MGL get involved in that thing, because as soon as that happened, I covered it. As soon as that happened, I reviewed it and laughed my ass off, and my chat laughed their ass off. Like, because she was clearly jumping on an opportunity, jumping all over it, because everybody in the world was talking about the Gabby Petito thing. So what does Molly do? She jumps on a plane and flies out there, or actually, sorry, she drove out there and inserted herself in the entire situation because she knew that there were news cameras all outside of the Laundrie home. And I know I'm mispronouncing the name. I'm doing that on purpose because those people suck. She knew. And it was absolutely obvious. I called it out the day that it happened. And we laughed and laughed and laughed. So how is it that you were aware of that, but you didn't know anything about Molly? It's because you're an opportunistic asshole. You knew she was an opportunistic asshole. And for some reason in your mind, you thought that joining forces with another opportunistic asshole, you guys were going to double your opportunities. It's the same mentality that MGL had when she joined forces with JLR and BHB in the Summer Wells thing. It's the same mentality. And what always happens when opportunistic assholes, selfish, opportunistic assholes join forces? They inevitably turn on each other every fucking time, people. Every time. It's just chemistry. It's science. It's just how that works. Like, you got an opportunistic asshole, and then another one comes along. Those two opportunistic assholes are naturally going to become in competition because they are seeking the same opportunity. So they are naturally going to oppose each other. It's just going to happen because one will become a threat to the other.
And I don't, no one owns a source, and I never owned a source.
And I love how she's playing the bigger person.
Yeah,
This
I don't
is
think
great.
anyone owns a source at this point.
I love it.
So I'm just gonna turn my members only on just for this part, because I really don't want to spend more time on this than I have to. So if you don't, I'm just gonna try to filter out that. I don't care if you don't like me and you're here to just to like talk crap about me. I really don't care. But my audience here is used to me running my platform a certain way. And one of those ways is to try not to have drama here. And I feel like I brought her onto my platform, encouraging people to go to her. And then I brought my followers into a chaotic situation, which shouldn't have happened.
How is it that Hank Haney's
I'm
new
trying to
slice
help
fix
you out.
technique makes it
Right.
impossible to hit a slice? There's 4 main
and I
Okay, so sorry to cut you off, Katie, but at this point, I feel like Cheryl and Katie might have a point, might have a common denominator because, you know, Cheryl also has, she has over
No.
300,000 subscribers on her channel, and she took on, you know, Molly Golightly because
No.
they
See,
wanted to talk
now
about
you're
the
falling
story,
for
and
Katie
Molly
Joy's
does
bullshit,
seem,
homie.
you know, that she knows a lot about the story because she's uploading every single day on the Marvon situation. So, you know, Cheryl was like, yo, let's bring her on. She knows, she's familiar with it. Same thing with Katie. Katie decided to bring on Molly just because, you know, she was covering it. And yeah, that's that. But for Molly to go on the channel, both channels, and then, you know, kind of part ways after she's been on the live, that's weird. That's honestly weird to me. So recently, Molly actually went live and, you know, giving more fuel to this fire, which I honestly, I just think this drama should stop. It's not about you guys at this point. It's about the story you're putting out there. So yeah, Molly went live. I think
not to
July
them. They don't
23rd was
understand that. And they don't care.
2 days ago.
They know it. They don't care.
She went live with Justice for All because they do a lot
Oh,
of
God.
lives.
And he
yo,
just
their
gave this
lives are like
jackass
an
a
hour
shout
long.
out, dude.
But yeah, that's just a random random fact. But yeah, let's see what Molly had to say about Katie.
We're taking something that is absolutely horrible. Listen, we need to nip this in the bud and be done.
Yes. She's talking about the whole drama that's going on right now with her and Katie. Yeah, just stop making videos, I guess. Continuing with the drama. I mean,
I was ready to go to bed. Trust me.
you should have just gone to bed, bro. Don't throw more.
You should have
fuel
just
to the
gone to
fire.
bed, bro. Like, and the way he says,
Skip a
bro,
little
dude,
bit.
I
I'm tired.
swear this dude is from Hialeah, dude. He's from Hialeah or South Miami. I guarantee it. Like, I am sure of it. Or at least he has roots somewhere in that area. I guarantee it.
Tired.
You should have just gone to bed,
Evil.
bro.
And so mean. All right, Justin.
Yes.
How could it get worse? I didn't think it would. I did my wipe down, ready to go to sleep. And then we just said goodbye. We talked to Marvon's stepmama.
Yeah, Miss Jackson.
Okay. Are you ready? You ready? So
Yo, if Useless had a face, there's a red cup approaching it.
A girl named Lisa sent this to me, and it just popped up at the right time. And she writes that crystal meth over there.
Oh, that's
says,
clever.
I want to be clear. I did not ask Letitia for my money back. Letitia was not involved in the decision. I had to file a complaint with GoFundMe.
That doesn't
A
matter.
team of service experts then had to investigate the complaints. I had to provide them evidence for why a refund was necessary.
So she's, talking about what Katie put about this whole.
I love how the red cup just approached useless and he paused it there. I find that really funny. Now, yeah, this dude, that's a whole nother situation. Like that, this guy made a name for himself by interviewing the most irrelevant factor in the Summer Wells case. Like the most, literally hands down, the most irrelevant factor in the Summer Wells case, and gained thousands of subs from it, and has been writing her coattails ever since. And she's been writing his.
This whole refund with GoFundMe asking,
And just wait for it. Cherry's gonna say, and she's been writing his The Glare 2022. It's happening. Here it comes.
That's what she's reading.
GoFundMe determined that I was proved. Oh, I'm sorry. I was listening to Tia. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me? This is it. Listen to this.
Oh my God, dude.
Okay. I'm sorry I get angry. I'm going to disclaimer. I am so sorry that I get angry and I start yelling.
No, you're
But
not.
I have every reason.
No, you don't.
Yeah, she does yell a lot.
And I'm actually a really peaceful person, but not tonight.
She does yell a lot,
Not tonight,
dude.
Satan. I had to file a complaint with GoFundMe. A team of service experts then had to investigate the complaint. I had to provide them evidence for why a refund was necessary. GoFundMe determined that I proved that I was defrauded. Letitia was not
Yes,
part of
thank you
this.
for
She
zipping
found
up.
out
Appreciate
after
that.
GoFundMe determined that I had grounds for a refund. She has not reached out to me to ask why, because she knows why. Instead, Letitia broadcasted the notification. No, did she? Hold on, let me finish this. What? Oh my God. Hold on. I swear to God, this exists.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not lying. This is real.
We
This is real. Look.
Exactly. We can't see it, dude. What are
Hold
you
on.
talking about?
Look at this.
All right, you guys get the point. A lot of hate.
Thank
If
you,
you guys
dude.
want to go watch all their videos, just go to their channel. It's on all their channels. Cheryl's World, Without a Crystal Ball, Molly Go Lightly. Sorry. But yeah, that's the drama that's going on, and I strongly feel y'all should just stop making videos about each other and just keep on with this story.
Dude, deaf ears, homie. Deaf ears, bro.
Really important story to share out. You guys might have different opinions of Molly, different opinions of Without a Crystal Ball, different opinion about Cheryl. I don't know, but if you guys do have an opinion about this, let me know down below in the comments, guys, because I do want to know what you guys think about this whole drama. Honestly, to me, it's kind of childish. So drop it, continue reporting the stories or whatever you do, and it is what it is. Like, Marvon's family does not need to see all this unfolding online, especially if you're trying to cover his story. Like, come on. But people have different opinions. Let me know down below. But other than that, that's going to be the end of the Cheeseman Report. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. My name is Danny and I'm out. Peace.
All right. So Danny, I mean, 1 second here. Yeah, so um it's kind of endearing how naive he is to the entire thing. And he thinks that, that going, hey, you guys should just, stick to reporting the situation. He's trying to be friendly and give some friendly advice because his mindset is spreading information. Great. Awesome for you, dude. But what I find really funny is the irony, another point of irony of all of this drama going on, is both Katie Joy and both Katie Joy and MGL, what they're doing is they're criticizing Drea for making the situation dramatic for her benefit. You see where I'm getting at here, folks? You see where I'm getting at? Like, they are criticizing Drea for using her family situation to create drama, to benefit from financially, to create content, to benefit from financially. So, isn't that exactly what MGL and KJ are doing right now? Like, why isn't this? Is why I suspect, this is my personal suspicion. I've never spoken. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've never spoken to Marvon's family, okay, to his parents, right? Now, Marvon's family, they don't have a lot of credibility with me because these are the YouTube creators that they reached out to and entrusted with information. These are the people that they are using as voices to spread information. But what it all sounds like to me at the end of the day is a very, very sad situation that has become family drama. It's just family drama that these creators are simply exploiting. Now, I'm not talking about Sherelle, and I'm not talking about Cheeseman Report. Cheeseman Report and Sherelle seem to be looking at the situation like, this dude has a shitty wife and he's laying in a coma and somebody needs to speak for him. I disagree. I don't think anybody needs to be speaking for this dude. If I'm being totally honest, I don't think that anybody needs to be speaking for this dude, because this dude is not in a position to where he can ask anybody to speak for him. He's just, I mean, for all we know, this dude would rather just not have his personal life blasted all over the internet. For all we know, and we have reason to believe it, his wife being somebody who already blasts their personal life all over the internet. And here's the irony, folks. Already, what we're getting the impression of is that has gotten to the point where his wife blasting their personal lives all over the internet has gotten him so stressed out to the point to where he attempted suicide. And so the solution to this is for more content creators to take his personal life and blast it all over the internet in defense of him. That's the solution. People, use your eyes. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely asinine. All of it. All of it. Why in the hell would you think, if you apply common sense for 2 seconds, then why the hell would you think that this dude would want this happening? And I feel bad for the guy. I feel really bad because he's not in a position to where he can defend himself or speak up for himself. He's just not in a position to do that. And if just imagine if what I'm saying is true, and this situation, the situation with his wife being this content creator and using their family drama to benefit herself, right? What if this guy actually wakes up? Is it going to be good for his health for him to wake up and then discover the circus that his personal life has become as a result? What's that going to do for his recovery? Is that going to help his health? Is that going to benefit his recovery in any way, shape, or form? Because I don't see how it is. I see it hurting more than anything. Sorry, Panda's snoring next to me. I'm totally out of all of the shit. I mean, I'm not going to say this is the worst thing that I've seen Katie Joy involve herself in. I'm not going to say this is the worst thing that I've seen MGL do. I'm not going to say that. Like, remember, we saw MGL show up to the parents of a missing child's work and get them fired and accuse them of murdering their child when there's no evidence of it. None. Zero. Zilch. Zip. Nothing. Now, are they shitty people? That's a whole different story. But does that automatically give anybody the right to, is that all of a sudden a card to harass them? What would Summer want? You think Summer would want her parents harassed to the point of unemployment? And now you got Don Wells who writes this letter from jail to this alleged kidnapper, right? Because he apparently believes that Summer was kidnapped, right? He allegedly, he believes, not allegedly, he claims that he believes that Summer was kidnapped. And so he writes this letter. And a lot of people are criticizing this letter. A lot of certain YouTube creators that I respect very much are criticizing this letter and saying that it's coming from a very selfish place and he's using things to make it about him. And one of those things that he's using to make it about him, ironically, is the fact that his wife can no longer find work. In that letter, he's like, because of all this, there have been YouTube creators that have destroyed my life, right? So now guess what? Since you thought it was so clever to go out there and harass this family, now you gave this person who you think is guilty of a crime fuel to be victimized even more, to look victimized even more. So that completely backfired on you. I mean, so think about that. Just think about that. He said he might do something and not wake up. Who said they might do something and not wake up? Oh, Toast. Don't even. I mean, that's don't even. You can't reason with stupidity. It's just impossible. Yeah. Aaron, I'm curious as to who you're talking about. Words are very hard. Yes, they are. Katie shared an audio that Dre recorded just days before he made this attempt. He told Dre that he needed to get away or he might do something to hurt himself. That made it real. This isn't a story. No, that's fine. I'm not saying that it is a story. I mean, he's obviously lying up in a hospital bed in a coma, you know, I mean, and probably lost way too much oxygen to his brain to where he's probably suffered irreparable brain damage. Irreparable, right? Brain damage. So I mean, it's obvious that there's a terrible situation going on in that home. My point being is if his wife making his life, his private life, public, and this has driven him to the point of so much stress that it's driven him to suicide or a suicide attempt. And now as a result, he's lying in a coma in a hospital bed. Well, then how is these people creating drama around this helping him? I'm just saying, why is that I stopped looking at this as something to talk about and now instead talking about Crazy Molly and Katie? See, I'm of the opinion that it's not something for any of us to be talking about. That's the point that I'm making right now. None of us should be talking about it personally. I don't even think Sherelle should be talking about it. I don't even think that Cheeseman should be talking about it. I think that the difference between them and MGL and KJ is that their hearts are in the right place. But when we're thinking about the grand scheme of things and we're thinking about all the components involved, the conclusion that I come to is that nobody should be talking about it. That's just my opinion. Spivey, thank you so much. Let's see. Salute to the glare and channel prayers to Vaughn and his family. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. See, there you go, Denise. Now you got Cherry started. Now you got Cherry started. I mean, she's his wife. There's nothing that anybody can do about that, Sally Nightshade. No one should, and she shouldn't be allowed to film him in that condition. Who's going to stop her legally? You know? I mean, I'm not saying she should either. I'm just saying, isn't it enough that she alone is doing it? Why is everyone else blasting this dude's personal life all over the internet? Like, why are they taking the content that she's exploiting and spreading it for any other reason than to exploit it themselves and benefit from it financially? There's no other rationale behind why MGL and KJ have inserted themselves in this situation. There's no other logical explanation, especially given the history of their behavior. So oh no, Spivey, that's not true. I'm grateful, you know, like if you guys feel that I'm, you know, deserving of support in whichever way you want to show it, whether it's just simply contributing to my chat and giving comments, or if you're more comfortable, you know, dropping super chats whatever you feel is comfortable for you, I'm grateful either way. I promise you that. Mind your business, troll. But I do appreciate it, Spivey. I really do. Yeah. Could you imagine being such a shitty wife that you don't care about your husband's privacy or health? I can't imagine. Oh, damn it. Heels, you of all people do not need to be super stickering or super chatting me, man. Seriously. I appreciate it. Thank you. But stop. Because you provided me with content, which I'm going to play one more time because I'm petty like that. There's a lot of people that weren't here when I went over that stuff again because Dolly was such a bitch that he took down the content which he claims was to spread awareness for a missing child because he got all butthurt that I was talking about him and I was poking fun at him. Now, I want to be clear. At the beginning of the stream, I helped spread the same information, and I did give him credit for actually going out there and expressing and spreading information and giving information. Now, I do believe that there was one particular aspect of misinformation that he gave out because I haven't seen anything to say that law enforcement believes that this child is no longer with us. I think that if that is misinformation, it's very, very dangerous and detrimental to finding this child because nobody's going to be looking for this child if that's the case. Nobody's going to be looking for this child. You're only going to have some dickhead like Dolly going out there doing doing this.
Buckrow Point Apartments, and we will be out here with our search crew searching
his search crew
today
guys.
And the rest of this week. Did this little boy walk out this apartment? Did he walk this way to these adjacent woods? Could he be somewhere out here and searchers are overlooked?
When he did that, he was like, it reminded me of Eddie Murphy in Saturday Night Live. Hi, I'm Velvet Jones. Get my new book. I want to be a hoe. Did he walk out of this apartment? Did he wander off? Buy my new book. I want to be a searcher.
Overlooked. As you see behind me, now my team will be in these woods today searching, and we will know 98%.
Okay, now, guys, if you missed it before, this is also my team behind me. Okay, see him? All right, it's my team behind me. All right, we're supporting you, Dolly. Anytime you want to utilize my team, my search team, as you see behind me. What's up, guys? You guys, lock and load. Ready? We're going. All right. I got you, Dolly. Me and my team got you and your team, bro. Absolutely. JC, thank you. I need to chill. This convo just gets me heated. Sorry, chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I appreciate the support, but I'm sorry if it gets you heated. I really, I understand. I get it.
8% if Codi is in these woods. We're going through it with a fine-tooth comb, searching every inch of it. I don't know. From speaking with the owner of the property, this property was searched, but he wasn't present at the time that they searched this property. So he really does not know how good or what amount of people search.
I just feel like the scene keeps getting more and more intense. So
So he went to the owner of that property, and of course he asked, well, do you know how well and thorough they searched the property? What do you think he's going to say? He's probably, I mean, if he owns property, I'm saying the guy probably has a lot of common sense, and he's probably thinking to himself, well, I imagine they're professionals and they searched pretty well, but I'm not a professional, so I couldn't tell you. Common sense would dictate that I can't tell you how thoroughly and how well they searched. But I'm sure Dolly took that as he doesn't know how well they searched the property. That's all he got out of that. But here's some news coverage that's going to explain a little bit as to the efforts of that search that took place 5 months ago.
So let me kind of walk you through. Obviously, we're right here in front of Codi and his father's apartment. And right here, Hampton Police have some off-roading vehicles. But let me take you around to the main command center. I mean, this parking lot is just filled. We've had people coming in and out all day, whether that be police officers.
We're just getting suited up. So I'm glad you guys
He's gonna
could
get
be here
suited up,
with me
guys.
today. And we're going to get out here in these snake-infested woods. As soon as I get my snake boots, everything on. Okay, time to come up out of these Nike Airs. This is for help my leg.
Y'all, I must have watched Heels videos on these like at least 5 times, and I crack up every single time.
Legs and thighs, just in case of a snake bite. Not protected, get bit by a snake and end up getting something amputated. Definitely makes me bulletproof the snake bite. You got to remember, most snake bites are usually bit in the calf, so this calf protection here protects you from any snake bites. Also, as you see, I have the garters.
You mean
on, so
they don't use their 4 legs to jump up and pounce and get you in the neck?
We're going out into Zekia territory.
This is so good. Oh, Heels, I love you.
We begin to hunt for little Codi Bigsby. January 31st, 2002. This little boy went mixing. We're here to find him.
He went mixing, y'all.
So we're actually going to enter the woods right through here. This little bit of a trail that would lead us into the woods. We're going to go down this trail. We're going to break in.
They're going to break in. He's going to break in. Him and his crew. See him.
Haven, I tell you guys, with snakes. So we're going to have to be really careful out here. My camera crew, my other searchers. We got to be really careful when we moving stuff around like this, because this is where snakes are going to lay. So we got a black tarp here, and actually it has a little bit of weight to it. Not only that, we got a bunch.
Are you snake hunting or are you searching for a missing child?
Bunch of stuff buried here. Know how they could leave this stuff out here and not go through it. Let's see what we got. Let's pull it out. Let's stretch it out.
Now, keep in mind, there's a third video I'll get to after the second hilarious video where he accuses Heels. I don't think he names her by name, but he accuses her of not sharing Codi Bigsby's missing persons information. In the in the throes of making fun of him, rightfully so. But as you can see, he's completely full of shit, because there it is. Let's go to this is part 2, y'all, of the Dolly Vision search team search. The music is fucking great. Gandalf's tired. Wait, is Cody under that can?
We'll look for other signs of campsites or any other people activity in these woods.
I wonder if the person with the camera was like geared up in snake boots and what's that? What? Hey, get out of there. Like he hasn't gotten off of a trail. So let's look at Dolly's methods there. Let's look at Dolly's methods there. Okay. Now, apparently, Corey Bigsby, Cody's father, who is accused of doing something to his son. He has not been arrested for it yet. But apparently, you know, he is in jail currently without bond for 7 different charges of child neglect and child abuse. Now, would a combat veteran, someone who's been trained to withstand the difficulties and the complications of rough terrain, you think he's going to stay on a trail to get rid of a child's body so close to home where they would search first? And you don't think that that this combat veteran, let's just say this combat veteran geared up the way Dolly did to get in that crazy rough terrain, right? Let's just say that he geared up and put on some snake boots and a mosquito net hat and sprayed and got all ready for that. You don't think that he's going to get off the trail and get into more dense and deeper terrain? Maybe that Dolly seems to be doing everything he can to avoid, because he's, you know, he's going to correct. I mean, this is full on BHB right here. He's going to correct and do the search correctly that the professional searchers, the professional teams of searchers didn't do, right? He's gonna do it right where they missed and did it wrong. I'm a big fan of that. Let's I bet he wasn't. All right. Now, one of the organizations that was involved in the search, they're called WATER, which stands for We Are the Emergency Response. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit about them. This is their mission statement. We at Water Team Incorporated will provide water rescues and evacuations. Now, Dolly doesn't mention them once. We at Water Team Incorporated will provide water rescues and evacuations in flooded areas and natural disasters such as hurricanes or spring thaw. Now, I didn't see Dolly putting on that diving gear. The goggles and the and the scuba flippers that he did in Rogersville, but anyway, he didn't mention these guys. We will rescue people wanting to be removed within Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Our organization will respond to natural disaster flooded areas with permission of the local emergency response representative. We will deploy small flat bottom vessels to aid citizens out of flooded areas and onto dry ground. Our boat crews will go from house to house in search of people stranded by flooded waters. Bring those requesting help onto the boats and take them to dry ground. Once they are on dry ground, we will transport them to local evacuation centers. Our intention is to save everyone, including dogs and cats. No life left behind will be our mission. Who we are. We are a military veteran nonprofit. Okay. Our crew is completely made up of veterans. Wow. These men and women are dedicated to serving our citizen wherever they are needed. Their mission is simple, and that is to rescue and evacuate people in natural disaster flooded areas. Now, these people do not specialize in finding missing children necessarily, but they do specialize in finding missing people, but based on certain other conditions, not necessarily a disposed body or a child that may have wandered off and drowned. When there's a flood or a natural disaster and there's water involved, these are veterans that are trained to save numerous people, not just one person. They're searching for everyone. Okay. But, they didn't do a good enough job as far as Dolly's concerned. So, but, Dolly hasn't put on his scuba gear yet that we saw in Rogersville. But these people clearly are trained veterans. So for all we know, these are former Navy SEALs. These are, people who are trained to work under very, very rough water conditions. Trained by the military in battle conditions. I mean, Dolly, dude. We will use our boats and training to rescue folks in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. Most of our flooding occurs either in the spring or in the fall. The Midwest suffers from spring thaw and heavy rains, and the Gulf and East Coast suffer from hurricanes. Our boat crews will be ready to respond to either of those scenarios with professionalism and the equipment to help everyone. We will also have transportation with us to get folks to their local evacuation centers. Now, that tells me right there, translation, that they know what they're trained to know what the best possible equipment is, and they know how to use it. They're trained to use this equipment. Like snake boots, to say the least. At least snake boots, just so you know. We are 501 C3 military veteran nonprofit. We are a group of military veterans who still want to serve our citizens. Together, we staff a boat crew that responds to natural disaster flooded areas. Our boat crew is comprised of military veterans who have served in several of our military branches. We have Army veterans who have served as combat medics and infantry. We also have Coast Guard veterans. We have served in search and rescue positions. We have Navy veterans who have served in various roles. The primary purpose for this all veteran staff is that these people have the training and can respond to disasters with military precision. Okay. Now it goes on, folks. What we do, Water Team Incorporated, and what we do, our organization will respond to natural disaster flooded areas with permission of the local emergency response representatives. So with permission, they will volunteer, and if they can be of help, and the local law enforcement agencies and first responders, whoever is in charge of whatever the situation is, they will volunteer their help. And if they say, hey, we got this, they'll say, okay, cool. But if their help is welcome, they're going to put 100% in. We will deploy small flat bottom vessels to aid citizens out of flooded areas and onto dry ground. Our boat crews will go from house to house in search of people stranded by flood waters, bring those requesting help onto the boats and take them to dry ground. Once they are on the dry ground, we will transport them to local evacuation centers. I read that already. Our intention is to save everyone, including dogs and cats. No life left behind will be our mission. We also participate in search and rescue for missing adults and children in all the eastern states of the U.S. Families of missing family members, please contact Water directly with all details pertaining to their case. So they do. This is something that they have experience with. All right. Now, you can donate to them. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to share the link. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm going to share their link in chat real quick. And if you want to donate to them, because these people are very experienced, so I'm leaving the link in chat. So if you choose to donate to them, I would highly recommend that you donate to an experienced team of people who are trained in finding missing people under horrible, crazy conditions. Do not donate to Dolly, because Dolly is not going to do jack shit. What Dolly should be doing is using his channel to promote companies like this, nonprofit organizations that simply just want to help and that are properly trained in doing so. So if you're going to donate money, I suggest highly that you donate it to trained professionals who will use, they are nonprofit, so they will use this stuff, they will use their funds for equipment and for their efforts to finding missing people and rescuing people under horrible natural disaster conditions involving water. So that's all I can. I mean, that's just plain common sense as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, at the beginning of this video, this is the second time I'm going over the heels in the airs. But if you caught this video late, I would suggest catching the beginning of this so that you can see that Dolly decided to, instead of sharing these types of companies' information, he shared his personal Venmo and PayPal and Cash App information so you could fund his efforts to search. And we just saw what his efforts look like. So just saying. Anyways, folks, do the right thing. I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.